genocide. Think about it. Yes, ask yourself, what if the US does not recognize the genocide? How would that change the facts, the truth? The whole world knows the truth, so does the United States. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck. By any definition, it's a duck. Regardless of American non-recognition, we will pursue the issue until the last dog dies. Regardless of American non-recognition, we will pursue the issue until the last dog dies. But it is up to us to decide how much money, time, and effort we are prepared to expend chasing the issue at the expense of other crucial issues we have. You know, we have other issues that beg solutions. We are not a single-issue nation. If we marshal our forces, we are capable of handling multitude of major tasks in pursuit of our goals. And for that, we need to rise above cantonization of thought and action. We have to rise above cantonization of our nation and society. We have to rise above negotiating against ourselves. We have to trust our capabilities and move forward. We have to bury our defeatist attitude alive. If you say, we're small, I say, so is the virus. Virulent and fatal. We have to learn from the virus. But in order to do that, we need to pack super energy. Our near-century-old past is generating less and less positive psychic energy to propel us forward. We need new energy. New energy to soar like an eagle, or else exist like a turkey, gawking, ready to be slaughtered. I say we have never been turkeys and never will be. New avenues are available to us. Actually, they are here now, awaiting action now. This generation has a lot to address. The next generation of Armenians has even more. Armenia can deal with most of these problems herself. Defending our land, dealing with Karabakh issue, keeping the Turkish enmity at bay, keeping the major powers from meddling in Armenian internal affairs, and more. But the long-term issue remains legally our diasporan responsibility. We must stand shoulder to shoulder in dealing with them. Yes, we can shoulder our responsibilities. Armenians are resilient, resourceful, creative, and capable of addressing their problems rationally and courageously. We can do it. Do what? Within less than a century, our nation has gone from rags to riches. We have developed a sophisticated diaspora, culture, and civilization worthy of the 21st century. But in the process, we have lost people and land. It's our responsibility, the inherent sacred duty of this generation and the future generations, to reclaim the land which is Western Armenia. It is a tall order, yes, but to borrow a phrase, a journey of 1,000 years starts with the first step. We must take the first step now. Tall orders in a nation's life are not measured by here now, but by decades and centuries. Perhaps Chu Enlai put it correctly when he was asked what he thought of the French Revolution. He said, I don't know, time will tell. We must start working now for the liberation of Western Armenia because the time is of the essence. We must put the matter on the front burner now, or stop talking about united, free, independent Armenia. Hypocrisy has no place in running the nation's business. Some 20 or so million Kurds, some in arms, and all armed psychologically, are sitting on our land demanding self-rule or federation with Turkey. They have substantial support from Europe, and time is on their side. Their ultimate goal is united Kurdistan, stretching from Turkish Kurdistan to Iraqi Kurdistan, Iranian Kurdistan, and part of Syria. That makes a piece of land inhabited by 30 million Kurds who have no state, but control water and oil in the region. That situation is unnatural and cannot endure, as it shouldn't. Sooner or later, the Turkish entity and the superpowers will have to find a solution. Anticipating that probability, we must be there now, fully prepared and armed with knowledge of history, resolve, dedication, and enthusiasm, doggedly pursuing our interests as delineated by the Sevres Treaty of 1920 and President Wilson's map. President Wilson was commissioned by the League of Nations to delineate on a map what belongs to the Armenians and what belongs to the Kurds. In 3 months, he produced his famous map, and it was and is a fair document and is an integral part of the Sevres Treaty. Arguably, Sevres Treaty is internationally valid, even though Grecian Parliament is the only one which has ratified it. Even today, and I'm telling you facts, when Europe wants to exert pressure on Turkey, they raise the question of the minorities, which means provisions of the Sevres Treaty. It gives the Turks sleepless nights. I know firsthand that it also gives the Kurds sleepless nights. They thought because we were silent, we had relinquished our rights to the Western Armenia. Like hell we have. We will never give up. It might take us decades or longer, but we will never give up. In the life of nations, decades and centuries are like moments and days. We are there for the duration. We will lose if we get our eyes off the ball. This treaty is the underbelly of Turkey. I have heard Süleyman Demirel, the old president of Turkey, on the radio begging the reporters not to raise the issue of the minorities because that will revive the Sevres Treaty. I've seen posters and flags hanging from balconies depicting Sevres Ölüm, Luzan Hayat, Sevres Death, Luzan Life. Sevres is alive and was given its proper and well-deserved attention. This demand goes hand in hand with our genocide issue. It is incumbent upon this generation to study the articles of this treaty pertaining to the Armenians and the Kurds and pursue it firmly in its dealing with the Kurds. They should know, in no uncertain terms, and they do, that we have no intentions whatsoever to concede Western Armenia to them so that they will form a federation with Turkey. Feeble attempts by the Kurds, such as what happened in Orange County, California recently, to make over Armeno-Kurdish relationship is well and good, but we individually and collectively have to stress our rights every time we meet a Kurdish interlocutor who comes to us with a bouquet of flowers. The task is colossal. The task is difficult. The task is crucial and long-term, and it is challenging. It must be on the agenda of our national debate now, not a moment later. My fellow Armenians, I salute you, all the power to you. Thank you.